70. Now let the music go. Okay, a G.I. Joe radio. Give me 5 report. Let's say 5. Decorated Crocker, fellas, give me $25 real quick, right up front. 25. I got it too.
I've given this a lot of thought and been thinking about it for days. And I only want one cream in my coffee nut. We should. How many times have I told you that?
Marion, you've never done anything right in your life.
That's my father in the middle, his identical twin brother Dick, and their sister, my Aunt Pat. Following the death of my grandmother, a few weeks before, this was the first time the three siblings were together in about 30 years. Why are they laughing? Decades of bottled up emotions over the psychological wounds inflicted by my grandfather Cecil came flooding out.
And they're all liars. I paid 100% of their college education and they're ingrates. They say that I didn't pay it. A pack of goddamn liars. They're all crazy.
He did constant beating. Constant. I mean, day in, day out, night in, night out. And I slept with a pillow over my head from the time I could put a pillow over my head until I left home when I was going away to college.
He got her out of the car on the side of the road and beat her damn near to death. I mean, he really hurt her. And it took a couple months for her to recuperate. My first memory as the identical twin brother of my identical twin is we were in a park in Mount Washington. Ooh, that story. But Dad used to take us there almost every Saturday. We were just little kids. And then he'd turn around and he'd say, "Oh, the bears are coming, the bears are coming. They're going to kill us." And he'd run clear out of sight. And we'd be standing there yelling and screaming that the bears were coming and thought they were going to kill us.
We're both avid string savers and collectors, and we want to buy stuff cheap. If it isn't cheap, the hell with it.
I was born in Pittsburgh. Is that what you want to know?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to start somewhere. My mother and father separated and were divorced when I was 4. And I do remember my father's feet going out the door down steps. It's a strange thing, but I still remember that. And I'll get choked up.
What is the real story of my grandparents, Marion and Cecil? Knowing that they desperately didn't want to turn out like their father and mother, how could Dickie and Bobby become enemies? Why did they let it happen?
I relinquished the floor. 2 minutes to Bob. Okay, that's fair. You want to get pissed off about it? I'm not pissed off. What are you talking about, Cecil? Hey, I'm trying to show you what happens to people that have parents like that.
Why the grudges over antiques?
And you know all the antiques that Cecil and Mary collected all over the years? How much would you say it'd be worth?
It's hard for me to say.
$100,000?
In case you missed that, my uncle said $100,000. He thought the antiques were worth $100,000.
$100,000?
$100,000 to $1 million each.
Nice little German doll. Who'd give 100 mil first? Who'd say 100 mil? Who'd say 100 mil first?
As the sale ended up, Dick's take was $2,800.
And he stole my antique rifle. Well, I'll never forgive him for that. He wanted it all his life, and he finally got it.
Here we are, you're 79 years old, and your identical twin brother is 79 years old, and you guys aren't speaking to each other.
Oh, well, that's right.
Well, how did that happen?
That's just bizarre.